Is your city corrupt? Mine is. Now, once I started doing my own investigation and research into the connections in my city, Midland, Texas, it was very alarming. Now, I've done content that stretched from here across the nation. I got popular on social media doing so, my hot takes, my rants, political, situations, and even my religious stance, right? I'm a Bible believing Christian, King James only. But as of late, I started really looking into my own backyard. And once I started doing that, a lot of my focus shifted towards my city. And it was very alarming to see the connections that were there. A good investigative journalist never gives up his contacts or people that come to him with info, but best believe many have already. And they told me a long time ago, Nino, watch the boards. The nonprofit entities out here are all somehow connected. And recently, I just got some backlash on social media by a county judge. And what do you know? A pastor of a church gossiping like a gossiper. I'll leave it at that. But the point is, it doesn't surprise me because I made local political rivals and enemies due to me asking questions. They can say all they want about me, slander me, bring up my past from 20 years ago, whatever. But you never hear them say that I lie. You just hear them say that I cause division or that I'm mean and angry and I go yell at the council meetings. Well, when you spend my hard earned taxpayer dollars on the Omni, you give tax abatements to Costco, you're thinking about incorporating the zoo or making it part of or putting it on the tax roll, should I say? Yeah, I got a problem with that. It's our hard earned money that we work for and we should keep it. And we should at least get to vote on where it goes when the city tries to spend it. So again, there's a deep web here in my city of Midland, Texas, and it all starts with the nonprofits. And I will even say from there to the churches because they're 501c3 entities as well. And I believe they're in bed with the government, part of the beast system. That's a whole nother video. But the point is, once you start rattling that hornet's nest, you'll quickly find out who's connected to who. Because like I said, no one should be upset that we're asking questions, especially tax-paying citizens. No one should be getting mad that someone like me is doing what most of us should be doing, paying attention, doing research, connecting the dots. And we've connected so many that it's very alarming. I would also say that it'd be nice to get a federal investigation going on in Midland, Texas. But the problem with that is I don't know how deep these connections are because it's kind of alarming once you start peeling back the layers of this onion. Big oil runs this city. And it's very apparent to see big corporations, leaders of these corporations in council meetings, watching everything, sitting and standing next to the mayor, kind of like they're pulling the strings. Big oil tycoons who have people that push these fake news outlets and publications. And it seems like they've had a problem with us just asking questions. So again, it's crazy where I live at in Midland, Texas. Most people say, hey, that's how it's been for years. You'll never change it. They might have a point. This machine might be too big to change, but we won't stop. Because once you get involved and once you start paying attention, ain't no going back into the matrix. You're awake, you're aware. And my content has made a pivot to focus on my backyard because, yes, I'm all about making my country great again. But where does that start? That starts in your own backyard. Now, let me ask you a question that might hit you like it does a lot of people when I ask it. Do you know who your mayor is? Do you know who the person that represents your district is? Do you know the people on the school board in your city where you pay all them taxes? See, I focused on a lot of national politics for a long time, and I would get involved here and there locally with the stuff happening in my city. But once I started paying attention, I knew right there that this is where I need to focus my attention in my own city because the way you make America great again is starting first with your home, with your backyard. So I beseech anyone out there that's listening, go look around in your own city. And I can almost guarantee you what you will find might just surprise you. Just because these people claim they're conservative or the Republican or Democrat, wherever kind of city you live in, means nothing. That title to me means not a damn thing because we got a bunch of people here that claim to be conservatives and even Christians. Yet when a conservative Christian, asks questions. You've seen the videos. They try to arrest us, harass us, silence us, and intimidate us. But they're not going to shut me up. If anything I learned about being on social media is you have to have a strong backbone, and you can't sit there all day and be consumed, especially in the comment section, because I learned long ago that the devil is in the comments. Watch what you put in your mind, but more importantly, focus on where you can make the most impact. And I will say that happens right there in your own backyard, in your city. I focus my attention to my city because I care. I'm a taxpayer. And a lot of people sit there and say, oh, you're doing it for clicks and views. This stuff don't get clicks and views. Nobody cares about Midland, Texas. I do, but no one else across the country, unless it's a viral story, of course. But that's how it works. These people have connections with people that have a lot of money, power, and influence. That's just the way it goes. And again, can we change anything? I think we made some progress. Will we change it in the long run? Who knows? But one thing for sure, I will not give up. God willingly, I get to live a long life, and City Hall is going to be tired of me for many more years to come. But like I said, all concerned citizens and taxpayers should pay attention to what the city that you reside in is spending your money on. Because once you start connecting the dots, once you start seeing what they're doing with your money, it might just shock you to the point that all you do is question them. It gets pretty deep. And people call us conspiracy theorists for the most part on certain things and topics. But like I said, they can say whatever they want about me, but they don't call me a liar. All we do is ask questions, hold these officials and leaders accountable, and critique them with the job they're doing, their performance, and where they put our money. I risked my life like a bunch of us out in the oil fields of West Texas. When I kiss my wife goodbye in the morning and hug my son if he's still up when I leave so early, I tell them I love them. They tell me the same thing. And it's probably a routine, but it's deeply rooted in the fact that that might be the last time I'll see them. Because I live in a place that's very dangerous, not just from the work I do out in the oil field, but from the driving and the dangerous road conditions and people that have come here from God knows where. So when I hug my family, when I leave in the morning, and I hug them when I get back, it means a lot more to me because I know where I'm at. You just never know. I had to say this, I work hard for my money, like a lot of us do. I risk my life for my paycheck. And for all the taxes that they put on us and all the excuses they have at City Hall down there here in Midland, I'm going to keep asking questions. I'm going to keep complaining. First of all, that's my right to do so. Second of all, I work damn hard for my paycheck. And for these scumbags to get my money and to spend it on things I have nothing to do with, for them to pick winners and losers and use my money for private businesses, it pisses me off, and it should piss off every taxpayer. I started my business with the hope and a prayer. Literally pulled $20,000 out the stash and went with my wife to Dallas, Texas, and bought my first 18-wheeler. Very stressful situation, but thank God I've been in business going on almost 7 years. I work hard for what I got, like a lot of us do. So you're damn right I'm going to question these people, because at a 7-0 vote or a flick of the wrist, they can put a lot of money, millions, into other things that have nothing to do with you or me. But the claim is for progression in the city. All money ain't good money. I live in an oil field town, and it's hella dangerous. These people can't even keep up with the infrastructure, the safety of the citizens, but they get mad when little old Nino America shows up at the council meeting. Huh. Can you believe that? We've been harassed, intimidated. Police tell us the darndest things. But it's pretty nice when we got that camera out. From judges, pastors, police chiefs, leaders in the community. It's very interesting how they act when we start asking the right or wrong questions. Anyways, I just want to make this quick video to tell you, stay alert and watch them. Just do One day of studying on your local government. Start connecting the dots if you get a chance. And maybe you'll see what I see. And it's hard to unsee. And with that, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching this far. Christ is Lord. Have a blessed day.